tribute in recognition of Kavanaugh Park.
Right now we're waiting for members of the Kavanaugh Park Neighborhood Association to come forward and be recognized for the effort that they have made over the last several months, 5 months to be exact, cleaning and refurbishing that park. Actually, Murdoch, if you'd like to come down here, I'd love to have you too, because they've worked very, very closely with Murdoch Jemerson, our Parks Director, and I had the pleasure of helping them organize the neighborhood. And the coup de grace tonight, we have members of probably 7 households here, and although they know they're here to recognize the Neighborhood Association, one very special member does not know that he's here to receive our Hometown Hero Award, and that is Trent Spear. This young man is the most dedicated teen I have known in a very long time. He was out there at that park in the morning before anybody else. He stayed there after everybody else almost every week for 5 months. And I would really like the clerk to read this tribute, which is a testament to him and a lot of the quotes from his neighbors.
Resolved by the City Council of the City of Lansing, whereas Trent Spear, 17-year-old son of Dave and Mary Jane Spear, has lived his entire life next to Kavanaugh Park. And whereas Trent has loved the outdoors since the moment he could walk and has a particular affinity for Kavanaugh Park. And whereas residents around Kavanaugh Park formed an organization to clean up and enhance their 28-acre neighborhood park. And whereas Trent helped his neighbors by trimming trees, hauling limbs, clearing brush, and mulching paths in Kavanaugh Park almost every week for 5 months. And whereas Trent Spear logged 75 hours of service worth $1,350 in donated labor. And whereas neighbors Norman and Elizabeth Davis say Trent's positive attitude and work ethic are great, it's a pleasure to work with him. And whereas neighbor Jennifer Jones says most teens would rather sleep in on Saturdays, but not Trent. Since day one, he was up early on Saturdays to help us in the park. And whereas neighbor Tony Peachum says Trent is one of the first ones to walk. Trent is the first one out and the last one to leave. On several occasions, Trent put in time after school and on weekends when no one else was working. It is unusual and a pleasure to find someone so young who has dedicated himself so fully to the rehabilitation of the park. And whereas neighbors Dave and Jessica Leith say Trent is an incredible young man who always has a positive attitude and motivates others to get things done. He is a true leader, and we are certain he will succeed in anything he chooses to do. Now therefore be it resolved that the Lansing City Council hereby extends its gratitude and recognition to Trent Spear. We applaud his contribution to Kavanaugh Park and the positive example he sets for others in our community.
Councilmember Houghton is the second ward council member and has worked with him as well.
I just want to say congratulations, and it could be more well deserved. You're an inspiration to everyone in that park, that neighborhood. I tried many times to get teenagers from Everett. I succeeded in a little bit, but you were there every single time, and you kept counting on. Please, I hope everyone looks at Trent as a young man that's going to succeed in life and everything he does, and including being part of Kavanaugh Park, and it will get better and better each and every year. So thank you, Trent.
This is the official mayor's Hometown Hero Award, and there's actually nothing I can add beyond what's said, except it's a great honor to give this to you on behalf of Mayor Venero, and you are an example to all of us. Thank you so much.
As Parks and Rec Director, I wanted to say thank you to all of you citizens, Trent, you too, of course, but I'd like to thank all of you. I was there when we first climbed up Bunker Hill, And now I know you guys are out there sledding on Bunker Hill. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, very good. And you did a fantastic job, and I want to thank you, you know, on behalf of the city of Lansing also. Thanks again.
And that was a big deal for them. And the Bunker Hill over at the park was covered with stumps and brush and everything, and they dug them all out so the kids could sled safely. And I guess officially I need to move that resolution, so I so move.
I was certainly going to ask if you were going to ask for that to be moved officially. All those in favor, say by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Does anybody else want to say anything? Parents? Let's recognize Mom and Dad, though. I also want to mention that, did you pass your test? He's going in the Navy.